Come closer to Titi Girl. Guys, hello. I look like a petrol attendant, yes, a shell. Today, I thought, why not, man? Why not? Barbara red and yellow again.
My jacket is already.
Yeah, and the jacket is red.
Ah, I did.
Oh, guys, let's not argue about this. I think I pulled it off. Anyway, it's been a while. It's been a while. Hello, guys. Yeah. So today I caught baby off by surprise, and I'm like, let's videoize something. Wow. So, wowza. Yeah. So my question is around parenting today.
Wow. Okay.
Let's talk about
That's
it.
deep.
Let's talk about it. It's interesting.
That's deep.
I know you want to be a
caught
parent.
me off guard.
Yeah, I know you want to be a parent. My baby wants to be a mom so badly, guys. And my question is tell me about it. Why do you I don't know, guys. Like I haven't yet. I become a little bit broody, and tomorrow it's like no.
Just for a second, and she'll become pretty after 5 years later. No, I'm thinking, this person, is she really a woman? What the hell is wrong with her? You know, you'll see babies like and I'm like, baby, she's like,
No, not true. All babies are beautiful. She's lying. I always say all babies are beautiful.
But then you're thinking, baby, look at that little soul, Nyana, this kid. But anyway.
So yeah, it's an interesting thing, guys. Parenting in like relationships and parenting. Do we talk about it?
You have to.
Yeah. I think so too. So I'm the non-conservative one. I don't just have routine. I want to be a mom. No, it's not there, guys. It doesn't exist. I need to dig very deep to actually find it that I want to be a mom thing. Yeah. And baby has the I want to be a mom. And so because we're so different, I just thought, how's about we actually talk about it?
Explore it.
Let's explore it a little bit.
Yeah.
Where does yours come from?
Sure.
It's just natural.
I think mine is just natural. But again, because you know how I always say, we're from different backgrounds. You grew up with just a mom because your dad passed away when you were young. And I had a mother and a father in the same household with siblings, you know. Even though it was not what ideally I would want my family, certain things, obviously, because you know,
it was not your ideal family.
Yeah, you know, but you know, obviously, anyway, you have to do better than what your parents did. Okay. Well, I give them accounts. I'm a grown-ass woman with, you know, they did a great job, you know. So with me, it's like, okay, firstly, I've married the woman that I wanted to marry, you know. Now I need to have that child that gives us that family picture, you know, that seals the whole thing to say.
So it's sort of like a vision, that a goal that you've always had.
That family orientated thing. It's like I want to correct my parents' wrong in where I am, you know, not wrong per se, but like I would always say, go, you know, my parents would stay 2 months without talking, you know. And when I started dating, you also used to have that thing of saying, but I'm used to it, so whatever. But you being from a different type of environment, it was like, no. We can't sit here in the same house and not talk. So I've adapted to that of saying, okay, it's actually not uncomfortable, because when you don't talk to somebody, it's very uncomfortable. Imagine walking past that person, and that's how my household was. You know what I mean? You get to a point where you're not speaking to your mom, and it's okay, it's normal. You get into the room, hello, hi, and you're like, okay, whatever, do whatever you do, you carry on with your life, you know. So as soon as we got to this point in Nadwen, and then we're not talking, I mean, it's just the two of us, at least going through nearly 5.
But let me interrupt you there. When you talk about that experience, we would pass each other. My parents would pass each other, or it would just be a hi.
Yeah.
I see the emotion in you right now.
Yeah, because it hurts, man. You know, it's like, you know, when you when you are used to something, and then you have to transition into something new. It's hard, But if you have somebody that's willing to be patient with you, it becomes easy, you know. So ask his guys. But that's what I'm saying. Well, I want to correct what my parents did wrong according to me. Because same as when you have a child, the child will see certain things that she or he doesn't like and would also want to do better for his or her family. I wanted to be a DJ.
Yeah.
But because of the lack of support, my parents was like, okay,
this is how it goes.
Yes.
You need to go to school to study for a certain career.
Exactly.
DJ is not a career, for example, and which was incorrect.
Exactly. For me, that's one of the things that I want to cut. I want my child to be anything they want to be. If they wake up tomorrow, I want to be an artist, I'm happy with that, as long as they're going to be content. Right now, we are sitting in jobs that we hate, because if that seed was watered, you would be doing something that you love, you know. So it's just those kind of things. Same as Eskechori, you having to walk past each other, it was normal. But as soon as I started dating you, it was like, no, Lebo, I want we saw, you know, we'll sort it out, we solve it, and then move on. Okay, I need to take a call because I don't know who it is.
Okay.
Sorry.
Guys,
Lebo, hello?
we'll be back just now. Baby has to take
Hello?
a call quickly.
I'm good, how are you?
So, whilst I'm here, Mina, by myself,
Okay.
wow, it's a deep conversation. The reason I ask this question today is I just wonder how many of us actually sit and introspect as to why we make the decisions that we make. Because everything is actually based on experience. I usually say once you experience something, you can either love it so much that you want to repeat it, mimic it, or you'll hate the experience so bad that you will avoid it at all costs to ensure that you do not experience the same feeling that you had when you were going through whatever experience it is that you went through. So for me, this is an interesting topic because I ask myself, especially as, not to be racist or anything, especially as Black people, do we sit around and do we literally say, let's plan on having a family? How do you make those decisions? Is it based on finance? Is it based on no, I'm ready and I feel like I have enough love and utlapila the way or is it a matter of no, babe, at a certain time we're supposed to be this established? What actually comes into play when it comes to planning to bring a life into the world? Whether bring a life into the world, whether caring for a life in the world that you find, whether it's through adoption, through actually pregnancy, you giving birth, through surrogacy, or whichever way, but through you. This is the experience of you saying you want to actually experience taking care of the next person that is totally dependent on you. So it's quite an interesting topic. That's why I thought we should actually come up with it. So I'm going to place us on pause a little bit and let me just wait for baby and then we'll continue with it shortly. Guys, we're back.
Yeah, so as I was saying,
Baby took a call. She's done.
It's just those dynamics that I don't want to repeat according to the way that I grew up, you know. So for me, a child is, I think for me, it's just that last piece of the puzzle, you know, because honestly, I wouldn't want to have 2 kids or 3 kids. The economy is bad as it is. So 1 kid is enough for now. But or rather we have spoken of other options, you know, But nevertheless, as I was saying, so those are the kind of things that I wouldn't want to bring into this household, considering the way that we grew up, in terms of not being able to speak out our emotions or how we're feeling. It was always that thing of saying, okay, you've got a roof, you've got clothes, you go to school, what more do you want? That's not the kind of environment I want a child to be in. I want them to be able to express themselves. If they want to talk about something, you must always have that open mind that they their own individual, they're young and they want to explore or whatever the case is. So yeah, that's my piece.
I'm totally thrown aback.
So
I don't know. And I feel like you don't take it seriously.
no, I do take it seriously, but I told you the reason.
I know what the reason was, but it would have been nice for you to just say.
Ask is good. It was not my intention to interrupt or make you feel like this is less important. It's never been, you know that.
So you know why I was asking us to do this, right? It's because of exactly what you were talking about, the backgrounds that we come from. The reason for why do you want a child, and when you explained how it completes your vision of what you want your family to look like in your head, the picture vision in your head, and you feel like if you were put in that position of being a parent, you would like to improve certain things about yourself that you experienced through somebody else. I get that. So the main reason I was saying, when you were not here and I was alone, and I was saying that the reason why I wanted us to talk about this is because we come from families where we've all had certain types of experiences. And the thing about those experiences is, with any experience, it's either you're going to want exactly the same thing or you're going to want the complete opposite, the 100%, the 60-degree change. And that's why I'm asking you this question. So my thing is, I'll tell you guys why personally I would feel like, woo, bringing a child. For me, I feel like you are bringing an innocent spirit into this world, and you are saying, I'm here, I want to care for you, and you are going to subject them to this cruel, mean, evil world. I think I can't get my head around the evilness of this world to say I would personally want to bring something innocent into it. I don't know if you get what I'm saying. That's why sometimes it's so much better for me to say, oh, let's opt for adoption, because that spirit, that child is already there. And we are just lending a helping hand to saying, we want to help you not experience the world in this lens. We want you to experience the world in another lens. Whereas if you are bringing your own child into the world, it's like you are creating this thing from scratch, so innocent, and you're saying, hey, come on, come have a ride with us in this mean big world. So I think my perception of the world is what shapes the way I see family or children, especially biological children, and it then influences how I make my decisions when it comes to having a biological child. Because so I'll speak a little bit about my experience. I had the best childhood ever, guys, from grade 1 to grade 7. Like, woo! It was the best time of my life, and I had a single parent, and it was the best. And then boom, I turned 13 and I was going to a high school. Wow, it's like my world flipped upside down. And having to experience life in a completely different way, and having to experience your parent in a different way. Because I won't lie to you, I think from the age of 0, from whenever I can remember, to the age of 12, I used to think I had the perfect parent, because everything was just bright and lovely for me. All I had to do was wake up and everything would take care of itself. And at the age of 13, you're becoming aware now. You're becoming conscious. Certain things are happening around you, and you are starting to see your parents' flaws. And you start to, no, man, no, this woman can't be doing this. Like, wow, if I was a parent, I wouldn't do that. You get me? Like, ooh, that is such a selfish decision that she's making for somebody who has kids. Oh my word, I can't believe she did. Like, woo, it was so overwhelming that getting past the fact that she was human too took a lot from me. Like, wow. I think I used to think she was a cloned hero or some supernatural being. And then when I got to the realization that actually it's human, it's got a lot of mistakes. It disturbed my head to such a level that I was like, I don't want my child to experience what I experienced. And somebody else will look at it and be like, oh, but it wasn't that bad. Like, and for me, it was so traumatic. I honestly feel, because I've never known imperfection until I had to grow up, and a sense of consciousness came into place, a sense of awareness came into place, and you start to have a level of moral compass, and you are raised into knowing that there's something that's wrong and there's something that's right, and suddenly you are seeing a lot of wrong than there is right. It's too much. And for me it was like, no, I don't want to bring my child and subject them to such, because I never easily got over my childhood traumas. They were a thing for a long time, and I know people have gone through worse than what I have, but they were such a big thing for me that they still really influence how I think about bringing a child into this world. And another thing is, it's so important for one to realize, and I think maybe this is something that you have possibly just mastered, in terms of, guys, we have childhood traumas. We do not deal with the childhood traumas, and we decide to bring children into the world, and we end up subjecting our children to our traumas. You will see, I remember Mama Zalen, she said, and in a really right. And I get surprised why bona sensitive so, and it's not okay. Just because you went through it, it does not mean it's okay for your child to go through it because you survived it. You might find you're on survival mode, and yet you are doing this because it's a norm. You want to bring a child into the world because it's a norm. You want to raise a child because who no man, but you are not thinking into the deeper level of what kind of expression is it for myself? Because this child cannot think for themselves yet. You are trying to express yourself through this innocent
Process,
spirit.
yeah.
Do you understand? And my question comes back to, this is why I come back and I say, I ask myself this question so much because I realized there are certain aspects of my life that have not healed, that have not been forgiven yet. And this is why I'm holding on to the concept of,
No,
I don't want to bring a child yet because I haven't healed certain aspects of my childhood. And I'm one person that is overly conscious that I wouldn't hate to actually subject my child to any of my childhood traumas. And I don't want to live through my child as well, to correct whatever I went through my child. And that's why I was like looking at you like that when you were like, you want to correct what you went through how, and it was like, no. For me, it's like, find a way of expressing yourself. You can correct it through your nephew or your niece, somebody who's already there, but let it be, I just want to, this is my belief when it comes to raising a child. I just want to bring this innocent soul into this world. I would love to guide them. I would love to nurture them and love them. But more than anything, I would love to see them become.
Yeah. The reason why I wouldn't want, it's not a matter of correcting my childhood through this child. No. It's a matter of giving the child
the best version of yourself.
Yeah, like, because I've never had to express it in any other form besides me showing my love to you, which is a different thing, you know. We are intimate partners and stuff, and this is a child that's going to be coming in here, and you have to guide them through life itself, you know. So for me to go and teach it to Bunolo for a night, like, what I say and what the parents say, he'll always take what the parents say compared to what I'm saying. That's how I see it. I can see it now. I mean, he's 13, 12. Even when you speak to him, you can hear he's listening, but I don't think he's taking full acknowledgement of, oh, okay, no, my aunt is saying this, I understand. But if it had to come,
the same.
Yeah, but I'm not splitting that. But at least it's my child. So if I'm disappointed with something that belongs to me. So if Bunolo wants disappointed, it's like,
that's another thing.
Shit.
But that's another thing. What's another thing?
Disappointment.
No.
What?
That belongs to me.
Oh, you no.
Because now we come back and I find that, and with us, mostly black people, we do this because we want something that we feel like we own or we feel like belongs to us. It's ours. And this is why I would like us to train first, because I want for us to be the best version of ourselves before we even go through that route. You get what I'm trying to say? And my thing is, I want us to know that this child can come here, but they don't belong to us. We were just transporting. If we decide to do it biologically, I was the transporter, or you were the carrier. Maybe you were the transporter for this child to get here, for the spirit to be here. There's a certain purpose for it, and we can only guide the spirit the best way we know how, and we can only see it become from there. And we cannot, why so we will speak to this child, and there's certain things we will not agree on, and they might be very, very important things, and it should be okay. So a typical thing where as blacks, this is even worse, where you grow up and you grow into a family that's already into Christianity, and they indoctrinate you into this religion, and you find yourself into this, Jesus, not in a bad way. If you're Christian, it's a great thing. Kudos for you. For me, I felt like, I remember I had an argument with an ex of mine. We were speaking about spirituality. I've always been such a spiritual person. And I remember saying to my mom, but why would you push us to go to church? Because I never understood it. Why didn't you just let me become? see if my moral compass would be off just because I didn't go to church, just because I didn't pray to Jesus. Why didn't you let me explore what I wanted to be, as opposed to you being biased and pushing me into this religion lane? And that's what I would like for our child. We will continue to practice our spirituality the way we do, but when they come, and we cannot show this child that this is the superior way of practicing spirituality, or religion is inferior. We are going to explain to this child that, listen, this is what we do here, this is what has worked for us, but this is a journey that you are yet to travel. You are yet to find out for yourself what will work for you. Tomorrow, if they decide it's going to be them deciding to become, you know what, I'm going to practice Islam, for example. I'll practice Islam, or I'm going to practice Christianity, or whatever it is. We need to embrace that child and say we were not in any way or form prejudiced to any other religions or spiritualities out there, spiritual practices out there, and we've always accommodated that. And I think that's what it is. That's what having a child is with everything now. It needs to boil down to that with everything. We are going to take you to this school, you know, because we think it's a good school based on, hey babe, you love doing this, you love doing that, and it caters for that. You get, we're not saying it's the best for you, but we are hoping it will actually nourish those things that we've already seen in you. We are not going to take you to a Christian school because we feel kune discipline too much. I'm not taking you to that school because, yeah, there's this. You get what I'm trying? I want to see you become. I need to express myself in you through freedom. And that's what I need to give to you. And tomorrow, if you decide to, babe, mom, I'm just leaving, I'm going to wherever, we need to be okay with it and not feel like we own you and we are entitled to you. No, we are not entitled to that baby. You get what I'm trying to say? And I think this is a mindset that us, especially I'm speaking from my own point of reference because I chill with mostly abadabanyama, and it's a lot. It is a lot. And I would like this to be food for thought for a lot of you guys, you know, when it comes to actually deciding on such things, because they big. And let's start bringing up a generation of more conscious spirits, of more, and let's open our hearts to learning, because I always say once you become a parent, you are opening yourself up to learning things about yourself that you didn't even know existed within you. I don't know, what do you think?
I just think I don't want to bake it, and
Guys, I just messed up my baby.
I think the world would be a better place if we took care of the kids that already exist and don't have the love that they need. So
When the hell did that
it's
change?
me giving back to the world.
Guys, something happened to my woman. It's not okay. I need her to drink water or something to down this problem that I've just started.
So I don't know. It's something I've been thinking about, especially when you watch these videos of what's happening currently in our world, in our country, where people are literally suffering. You know, unlike you going and fetching that kid from wherever. You could just get a kid that's already there, that needs that love and that needs that home. And for me, it's you making a huge difference that most people would never do. Instead, they'd rather go and make babies and then not give a shit about them. You know?
Babe, What changed? Like I'm not okay. Angiko
No,
right,
that's what I'm
guys.
saying. What changed for me is
And when did this change come?
it's me. It's man things that are happening. You know, like every time when I go into these what you call this, these homes, you can see the kids and they're innocent. They didn't do anything wrong, and then the parents decided, no, this is a handful. You know, and they knew whatever they were doing will result in such a thing. Some of them I don't blame them because obviously maybe situation is changing and they'd rather have their baby.
But what about the you exploring the nature
No, I
in
don't
its
want to
in
explore
itself,
nature
like
anyway.
to see maybe your genes in that child, to see maybe that resemblance, and to all of that, like seeing it in front of you. Is that not also part of the experience? Because that's also important. I understand why people have babies, because they want to see nature, like, gosh, unfold like that. It's almost like miraculous, you know.
But then what happens?
When you look at that child
what
and you're like,
happens with
oh, it's got my eyes,
Yeah,
and
what
then they
happens
grow
with
up and they
us?
speak a certain way and they speak just like you, and you're like, wow.
Yeah, but when you talk about genes, what happens if you get a sperm donor that's got such strong genes that the kid doesn't even look anything like you? Nothing. And then people are like, besides your child, you're like, yeah, I'm like, let's watch it. Oh, so that's okay. You're thinking, so I did all of this for a kid that doesn't even look like me.
Not only genes
But-
in terms of
I
looking,
know,
but
you're
also
talking about
behavior
behavior and
maybe,
stuff.
or you know.
You know what? I'm past that, man. I think 2 years ago I'd been on some, I would have been on some, no, we're gonna have a baby. Now it's like, dude, I'm chilled, man. I'm fine. Life can still go on with having a child that's not yours.
And life can also go on with it having a child that is yours.
Maybe one
Guys,
day.
I didn't know this side. Like, that's why I was like, we freestyling J today, and I caught her off guard.
Maybe one day. For now, I'm okay with the idea of adopting a child. I'm okay with. Well, your idea, I'm still working around it. You know, thinking of the dynamics of everything.
So I have a little. I introduced this to Babe because I saw it on Facebook, from a Facebook friend who had reposted, and it's about being a, what is it?
Isn't it a foster child caretaker type of thing?
A care parent, a foster care parent.
But
So
you can't
It's
adopt.
not even fostering them. It's becoming a care parent basically.
Yeah.
So at that time, you just care for the child for a certain period of time until they get adopted, and once they go to their respective adoptive homes, you give them back, and they it's a smooth transition for the child. So you would take care of the child for that period of time, and I found it quite interesting and exciting. So I'm looking into it, guys, and I'm trying to sell this idea to Baby, because at the moment, I'm not a baby person, so anything that is permanent is very scary to me. It's like with marriage, she knows how I felt about anything that feels, looks, and like has that perception near permanency around it. It scares the living lights out of me, and I think that's why I took this idea, because I know it's only for a certain period of time, and after that it's not with me.
Yeah.
So I want to look into that. I would love for us to look into that, because I would like to see us actually role play this whole issue before we actually make a decision about it.
Mm-hmm.
It would be interesting.
Yeah, it
to
would
see.
be. I think it's nice to train, especially if maybe you decide, okay, let's adopt, and you have this child,
Because people
and
believe
it's like,
parenthood
what do I
comes
do
from
now?
instincts only, instincts only. Yeah, they do.
But that, I don't-
Uzokhula ngizomkhulisa njengoba ngikhulisa
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I think this idea how it's as much as it's scary because now my idea, I don't mind
for
doing it.
attachment.
It's just the attachment, So imagine having this little girl running up and down here, and you're excited, and the next thing, boom, gone. Okay. It's like how she feels about dogs. You have this cute thing Oh, and then next thing it's gone, and it's like, I don't want the dog anymore. That's how I feel with this whole process of saying, here's this beautiful child that you are caring for, you do things together, and you're building memories, and you know what I mean? And then next thing, oh, the parents are here to take her. How, Batung, Khanti, what's going on?
Yeah,
You know?
do you not think that will open us up? That will open us up to
No,
growth.
no, I know.
Growth spiritually, because for the first time we will understand love in a completely
No, I
different
get you.
format, where we understand love is releasing, it's letting
No,
go.
I get you. I fully get you. You know, it's like it's different when you have that love. You have this child from 0, and then they live at 18. At least you had that whole 18 years of.
It becomes worse, because I always say this, guys. I don't know, you guys can tell me. I lost my dad when I was 1, so I don't have a memory of him. So I would like, I honestly, I'm not in a bad way. I don't know what it's like having a dad, and I can't say, oh, I miss it so much, because I've never experienced it. Like I don't have a memory of experience with a dad, so it's hard for me. I hear people say, oh, my dad is the best, who did this, who did that. Apparently my dad was such a great man, a family man for that matter. I can only go on what people tell me, but I don't know the experience, the internal experience. So it doesn't hurt that deep when it's Father's Day, as compared to when somebody had a present dad and they lost their father, and now they are left with memories, and they'll be like, I remember this. And it's the memories that hurt the most, I believe. It's the memories that hurt us the most. So when you're speaking about an 18-year-old that you've known, you've shared, you've isn't it harder
But
for you to let
I
go?
think me and you are totally different when it comes to that. You know, it's the same thing how you deal with death. You, as much as obviously when you lose somebody, it's heartbreaking, because you know the routines of, but you learn to think, as you say, love is letting go. So it applies. You love that person, they are gone, and you let it go. You know, so the memories would be like, like yesterday I was talking about my dad. Like, oh, Kadi Silk, remember? I was like, and I was laughing about him, like, that man, you know. But you let it go, because now you're thinking they're in a much better space. They are where they are supposed to be, according to what society thinks and whatnot. So with the child, same as now, I feel, even though I've built that the memories there for 18 years and they leave, it will still be okay for me, because as you're saying, you love them enough to let them go explore out there, you know. So this child is like, I would love to build more memories, I would love to do certain things. So when they just take them away, and now if it's something that you're going to do continuously, maybe try and foster, maybe let's say not foster, but do this process with 5 different kids. Now you're learning all these 5 different personalities, and now when you're sitting again, it's like, okay, that memory thing, ooh, ngabe mphole thing, no baby, ngabe retsa day, or ngabe it's you know. So letting go for me is not an issue. I can let go. I've done it before. That is something that's more tragic than letting go somebody to say, I'm moving out, mama, or I'm moving down to Cape Town. They're still alive, they're still there, it's just that they're not in the same space as you. Unlike knowing that person, you'll never see them again. Well, I understand. So for me, I can still resonate and say, no, I don't have a problem letting go. It's just that I would love to have more time with that human being until the day they decide. It's the same thing you say when you adopt kids, they're not our kids, right? If this child decides, I want to go look for my mama, it's okay. As you always say, you did what you had to do, you gave them their best life. If they feel they want their parent, it's okay. Because you've done what you have, and those 18 years or those 15 years, you had the time of your life, and that child saw so much love in you because you were giving out that love to her or him. Yeah. So call that parent is just that validation to say, why did you do this to me? Or I want to have a proper mother. You know what I mean? So obviously kids are different. So in not letting go, I don't have an issue with it. I just don't have an issue. I don't know why, but I just think it's my personality that I have.
So then this is going to be great.
No, but that's what I'm saying. This child, I would love for the child to stay longer, not 6 months. Because 6 months is like so short. You know, imagine You know, I love kids. So imagine that kid you're enjoying. It's the same thing as now. I like dogs. I love dogs. So now it's like fostering that dog for 6 months. Next thing, the owner is here to care it.